The realm. Do you know what the realm is? It's the 1,000 blades of Aegon's enemies. A story we agree to tell each other over and over till we forget that it's a lie.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back for another Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon update video. In this video, I will be discussing when we should see the second season of House of the Dragon. The release date for the follow-up of House of the Dragon's incredibly successful first season is on the mind of every fan ever since they aired the final episode on Sunday. After the Season 1 finale of House of the Dragon, I saw there were hundreds or even thousands of fans saying it might be several years before we see the next season of the show. Well, according to a recent interview with House of the Dragon showrunner, we might not have to wait as long as everyone thinks. As you all know, we are already only a few months away from the new year, and House of the Dragon should start filming shortly thereafter. Now, during that same interview, Ryan Condal did say House of the Dragon might be able to air before the new year is over. As difficult as it may seem to film a whole season and release it in that same year, House of the Dragon showrunner said it could be done. After all, Game of Thrones has done this before. Another thing some of you might be wondering is what will happen in House of the Dragon's second season. Well, as you all can imagine, there will obviously be a lot of death and destruction. It's almost unavoidable when you have over a dozen fire-breathing dragons flying around in the sky. As of right now, it seems as though Rhaenyra's initial strategy is to blockade King's Landing from the sea with the Valyrian fleet, while holding an aerial advantage in the skies. Now, that is easier said than done when the other side has dragons as well. Elsewhere, she will need to make sure she has the backing of Houses Arryn, Manderly, and Stark, the latter of which Game of Thrones fans will best know as the family of Eddard, Bran, Arya, and many other fan favorites from Winterfell, and that's only to name a few. We've already been to House Baratheon of Storm's End, where Lucerys Velaryon was unfortunately killed in the Season 1 finale. However, will this mean that the show's action will expand out from the capital of Westeros, as well as Dragonstone and Driftmark? Thankfully, House of the Dragon showrunner has already given us a confirmation about this very thing. In the same interview, he said the show will definitely expand its scope in the second season. Since the Dance of the Dragons has officially begun, that means the Blacks and the Greens will have to find allegiances from different kingdoms and armies all over Westeros. He also said he doesn't think House of the Dragon will be as vast as the original Game of Thrones. However, he did suggest that we might see new locations that were never seen in the main series, which is very exciting if you ask me. We should also see a lot new faces in the second season. Now that we will be heading back to locations like the Vale and Winterfell, HBO will need to find actors to fill the shoes in those major houses. House of the Dragon showrunner Ryan Condal also confirmed we will see Lord Stark during the second season. This has me very excited as well, because House Stark and their home of Winterfell was always one of my favorite aspects of the main show. It will be very fun to see a dragon flying over their ancestral seat once again. Another thing we will see in the following season is a lot more dragons. As I'm sure most of you already know, George R. R. Martin confirmed we would see 17 dragons during the run of House of the Dragon.
You know, I've always thought this was a cool story. It's one I like, so I'm looking forward to seeing it come alive on screen. And of course, I'm looking forward to the dragons. You know, obviously, I love the dragons, and we had 3 of them in Game of Thrones, but now we got like 17 of them. And hopefully they'll each have their own personalities. They'll be instantly recognizable when you see them, the colors and all of that. Because the dragons do have personalities in the books, and it'll be great to see that come alive. And the dragon riders. That's all pretty cool.
So far, we've only seen about 9 of them in the first season. Therefore, we do still have a lot more dragons who need to make their grand entrance. Obviously, one of the main things I'm looking forward to is seeing the full reaction from everyone when they find out what happened to Lucerys Velaryon. All we saw was the look on Rhaenyra's face when Daemon gave her the news, but now I want to see exactly how she will strike back. I also want to see if Alicent and Ser Otto react the same way they did in Fire and Blood. It will be very interesting to see how HBO and their writers handle everything moving forward. They've definitely already made a number of the characters a lot more sympathetic than how George R. R. Martin had them written. I'm interested to see how this will affect them and their actions in the future. As of right now, we do not have an official release date from HBO, and I do not think we will be getting one anytime soon. If you remember, we did not get an official release date for House of the Dragon until shortly before the first season aired. We will most likely have to wait for them to finish the filming of every scene before we know for sure. One thing we do know is HBO will begin filming the second season at the beginning of the new year, so it will not be long before we start getting a lot new updates about the show. Like I have said before, I will be here releasing videos every step of the way during the making of the new season. As soon as filming does begin, and the set photos start hitting the internet, we will know exactly what's happening in a lot of the scenes in the second season. As always, I will make update videos about when they're filming, where they're filming, and who is there working on set. So, as long as you're here watching all of my new videos, you'll never be left in the dark. As of right now, it might seem like it will be forever before we start seeing the following season, but the days will fly by a lot faster than you think. I still remember when HBO announced that the making of Game of Thrones Season 8 would last for over a year and a half. Everyone thought they would actually die before the final season of Game of Thrones would release, but that's now over 4 years ago. Not only did HBO release another new show, but we've already seen its first season. It seemed like only yesterday House of the Dragon was airing its first episode, but now we're already discussing the filming of the second season. Believe me, the new season will be here before we know it, then we'll be right back here wondering when they will make Season 3. Let's just hope that during the off-season we will get some more major announcements from either HBO or George R. R. Martin himself. It would be very nice if they said the Jon Snow series was moving ahead, or if we finally get an official release date for The Winds of Winter. As always, I will make sure you're up to date on any new information or developments regarding House of the Dragon, Game of Thrones, and its successor shows, as well as The Winds of Winter or A Song of Ice and Fire. Make sure you subscribe and stick around for a while because there's a lot more videos heading your way. I want to thank all of you for watching this one, and I hope I'll see you back here for my next one. Have a great day, everyone. I will see you again very soon. Bye.